Maybe I'll get a mat on the floor. How about that? Start with that. And so, how was everybody's beautiful sunny weekend?
Good.
Glorious, glorious. I hope you were able to get outside and enjoy giant deep breaths of fresh air. Lots of yard work, yeah, it was really
A lot of
beautiful
leaves down, right?
for that, wasn't it?
Putting the garden to bed.
Yeah, it was a beautiful time to sort of remind ourselves of the ebb and flow, right? The up and down, the in and out, the give and take. Just when we start to pull out your extra layers for the cold season, and last night I slept in shorts and a t-shirt. So,
With the window open, right?
yeah. So it reminds us that nothing is permanent, right? Everything is floating and moving, and gosh, it's hard to stay on top of the ball, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like I'm one of those circus performers sometimes. I'm standing on the ball and I'm rolling just to stay in place, right? Are we going forward now? Oh no, we're going backward now. And it's difficult, really, isn't it, to try to remember which end is up and to try to keep yourself in a good headspace and a good emotional space. And this week especially has been extremely awkward for many people, and it's so important to remind ourselves that this is a cycle and things come and go. Hello, Carol, welcome back. Sorry about those technical difficulties. We had two of us trying to log in as the same person, and Zoom would not let that happen. So I guess from a security standpoint, that's a good thing. We don't want any lewd Zoom bombing on our yoga classes. Any specific requests for this morning?
Yes. Hi, Jennifer. I've had a back spasm since last Monday, lower back and such stuff. It has been getting better. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the election. But it's feeling better. But I want to do things that aren't going to sort of hurt and strain it, but will help loosen it up. So,
lower back.
Yeah, so, if there's something that you think that you're doing that I shouldn't do, just like yell at me or something.
Okay,
So.
all right. So to counter what you said, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the election. It has a lot to do with that in terms of it's getting a little better, you said. When we hold so much emotional stress and angst and anxiety, these things directly correlate to physical pain in the body. And so when you can find that taking a yoga class perhaps helps you feel relaxed and less anxious, that often correlates physically to a release in your physical body. Now sometimes that can trigger a release which causes inflammation somewhere else. So gosh, that's not fair, but it happens sometimes. And so some of us may have found a little bit of physical release over the weekend, but then something else flares up instead, right? So as I was saying, it's a cycle. It's a cycle. So remembering that low back pain is directly correlated to tight hips. We tend to hold a lot of stress and junk and emotion in our hips and all that flesh that's there. And so loosening up that area can be very helpful, and remembering that loosening, taking a walk can count as loosening, but taking silly walks gets you more points. And what I mean by that is when you take your hips forward and backward like traditional walking steps, that only does so much. But the hip is a ball and socket. It's very different from a knee, which is a hinge. And so we want to utilize the entire ball and socket by taking the legs out in funky places, right? So when you're walking around, add some silly walks. Do some wide stepping, right? In and out and in, and do some lunges that twist you and sort of really stretch through those gluteal gluteal muscles. So we'll get into some of those stretches today. Be very careful with your low back if it's already hurting. When we twist, make sure you're lengthened as much as you possibly can first, and then start with just the head, maybe add a little shoulder, and see if you can work your way down the spine into a little deeper twist, and that'll help keep you safe. Okay? Anyone else want to chime in?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have you guys, oh, you're both on mute now, thank you so much. So let's get started. I would like you to start today lying on your back in constructive rest. That's one of my favorite places to start. I know that you are quite familiar with that. When you come down on your back, make sure if you have something under your head, make sure it's very shallow. A small, lightly folded blanket. Perhaps, maybe nothing at all. Then we'll bend the knees and place the feet to the floor wider than your knees. Yeah. And let your knees and your hip joints right now feel relaxed. So we don't want the body to feel like you're forcibly holding the body parts in place. We want them to feel like the structural alignment of feet wider than knees, feet casually away from your hips. Allow the knees to fall toward each other. Yeah. And Linda, you can walk your feet closer to me. We've got two Lindas in the front row today, so bring your feet in. Okay. Yeah. So allow your breath to slow and flow out of your mouth. And you might choose to widen your arms into a slightly open V shape beside your body with your palms turned up toward the sky.
What's that noise? Is that TV?
No, it's the classroom downstairs.
Ah. It's loud.
Yes. Sometimes more than others, but sometimes you go to teach a class and there's an army of leaf blowers across the street. So you roll with it. So try to relax your body, and then we're going to start by moving the neck. As you exhale, turn your head to one side. As you inhale, lift your face back up. Exhale, turn your head to the other side. And inhale, come back to the center. So continue like that. Using your breath to flow through. And now pause your head in the center and drop your knees to the right side. Leave your feet apart as you do this. Let your knees fall. Now how about if you turn your face and look away from your knees? And see if you can settle here and breathe. Let's come through the center on the inhale. Knees lift, feet are wide, knees fall to the left. Turn your face away from your knees. Don't let your feet snuggle up though. Feet are wide where they started. Feet are apart from each other like they were when they were toward the edges of your mat. Now floating with your breath, roll across the surface of your feet as you lift your knees and drop your knees. Don't move your feet. Leave them where they are. And drop your knees on the exhale. And lift your knees on the inhale. And let yourself float very slowly. Imagine a plastic bag, perhaps, that's floating around on the breeze. Use the length of the time it takes you to fully breathe out to to lower your legs all the way down on that full breath process. Then do the same. As you inhale, slowly come back to the center. Keep on going as you exhale. Let it flow across, floating across. And when you feel even, like you've done both sides, settle in the middle and bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the side. Yeah. Notice how that feels on your lower back. If that's not comfortable, reverse your knees and go back where we started. Then take your arms over your chest toward the sky. So fingers up toward the ceiling. Take your arms and reach them straight up toward the ceiling over your head. There you go. And turn your palms to face each other. Yes, okay. So from here, engage your abdominals and pull your low belly down into your spine. Good. Keep your back and belly engaged like this as we move our arms. So as you exhale, take your arms over your head behind you. As you inhale, reverse it. And as you exhale, lower your arms down onto your lap. Go in reverse. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale to your lap. Good. So I want you to go slowly again. And instead of thinking about a stopping place in the middle, make an arc that travels without stopping at the top or the bottom or the middle. Continue to keep the belly engaged. We'll go one more cycle. The next time your arms come down to your lap, let them slide off onto the floor. And release. Palms face up and open. Roll out from your shoulder. Good. Lift your knees again, feet to the floor. We're going to set up for bridge lifting now. So for bridge pose, please nothing under your head. Feet might be a little closer to your bum than they were before in constructive rest. But they don't have to squeeze tight to your bum. We don't want to pinch the knee joint by bringing it really tight. So they could scoot away a little bit. Feet are parallel with some space between the 2 feet. Good. Now we're going to keep the arms down at first and take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift your hips up toward the sky, pressing your palms down this time into the mat, right up next to your hips. On your next exhale, lower your hips down toward the floor. Breathe in while you're here. Breathe out as you lift up again. Breathe in here. Breathe out as you lower your hips down to the floor. One more time like that. Breathe in here. Breathe out, lift your hips and hold. Breathe in here. Lower your hips as you breathe out. If this causes your hamstrings to cramp, kick your legs straight but toward the ceiling. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna add the arms as an option. If your shoulders don't appreciate going up and down, or if your body needs more support, please leave your hands pressing into the mat. All right, so the inhale will hold still. As you exhale, hips and arms come up and reach way over your head. Hold still as you breathe in. Breathing out, lower everything down, and see if you can land hands and hips at the same time. At the end of your breath, hold and breathe in. And then breathe out, lift your hips and arms up at the same time. Hold right here, and as you exhale, lower everything down, touching the ground at the same time. as you breathe in. Breathe out, hips and arms lift, reaching the top of the lift at the same time. Breathe in here, and as you breathe out, lower down, reaching the floor at the same time. Breathe in, breathe out, lift up, fingers overhead. Hold as you breathe in, lower as you breathe out. We'll go one more time. Press the floor with your whole foot. Inhale here, and as you exhale, lift up and reach over your head. Hold it up while you breathe in. Lower it down as you breathe out. Pull your knees to your chest. Catch a hold of them in your hands or your arms. Give yourself a squeeze. Rocking perhaps side to side. Alright, let's separate the knees, one in each hand, and draw a circle and come back together. Pull them out, around, and together. Taking that in reverse. Drop the feet to the floor and roll all the way over onto your left side. And support your head with blanket or block or arms or any combination of those items. Stuff them right underneath your head. And now let's address the legs. Bring your knees out in front of your hips and make your legs into a 90-degree angle. So you're probably going to want to push your feet away from you a little bit. And you might like to scoot back so your whole body is on your mat. That's up to you. Okay, 90 degrees here. So we're going to start with clamshell legs. So keep the feet together, and instead, as you inhale, lift your knee up without rolling over onto your back, and put your knee back down as you exhale. All right, so there's the cycle. Up and down with your breath. Keep the feet together. Keep the hips stacked on top of each other. Up and down, working outer hip here. Now relax that down and do the opposite. Lift your heel up, but keep your knees together. Foot all the way up toward the ceiling. And then relax it down. So keep the angle. You don't need to squeeze your foot towards your bottom, but push it up toward the ceiling. Yeah, keep that angle. Only thing moving is the hip joint, not the knee joint. All right, nice. Now we're going to leave the whole leg to move together. So as you inhale, lift your entire leg up and then put it back down. Again, we're going to try to keep the angle that's already there so that the only thing that's moving is the hip joint. If you put your hand on top of your hip joint where your bone is rolling, you can feel it actually happening. Careful not to roll over towards your back. All right, relax it down. Let the legs rest on top of each other for a moment. And now we're going to kick your top leg straight forward, perpendicular in front of you. And let it rest down to the floor. You might need to back up, Donna, or flip over if you want. If you want to see what's going on. All right, so your top leg is completely perpendicular to your torso. So lift your toes so that they're in front of your hip bone, okay? From here, we're going to lift that leg up and down. But I really want you to focus on lifting from your ankle and your heel, not your toe. Try to keep from rolling over onto your back. Relax the leg down. Now swing your legs straight down to the end of your mat. Okay, so your legs are opposite. Your bottom knee is bent at 90-degree angle. So your bottom knee is right in front of your navel. Right? So pull your knee that way. And then you're going to take your straight leg, which is extended to the front edge of your mat, and you'll lift it up and down. From the heel, not the toe. Good. All right. This time, bend your top leg, extend it out the front again, and drop it to the ground. Then take your bottom leg and put it where your top leg used to be. Extend it straight down to the end of your mat. Okay, so now your legs are perpendicular to each other. Okay, here's where we're going to try a little bit of a twist. If you can't get your leg up because of the wall, and flip around so you're facing this way. Yeah. Just turn around. Put your head over here and your feet up. No, the other way. Put your head over here. There you go. Then that way you're on the same leg that you were. Okay, so bottom leg is straight down. Top leg is towards me. There you go. All right, so from here we're going to add a little bit of a twist. So leave your top leg alone. We're doing nothing with the legs. But maybe your shoulder wants to scoot a little forward toward the left side of your mat, the way your face is looking. And then take your head and top shoulder and pull it behind you so you kind of turn into a little twist facing the ceiling. Yeah, and you can decide what your shoulder wants to do here. If you're okay with extending out your top arm, your right arm, and reaching it out behind you, palm faces up on the floor behind you. Maybe that doesn't work for your body, and instead you're going to keep your arm just draped on top of your ribs or across your shoulders. Big sigh over here. Transitioning onto your back, bend both knees. Place your feet on the floor and move your hips and shoulders to the middle of your mat. Take a moment to settle here in constructive rest on your back. Feet are wider apart than your knees. And we'll bring the knees toward the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Push your legs up toward the ceiling now. And point and flex your ankles. Circle your ankles around. Reversing circle. Squeeze and open toes. And now we're going to add an abdominal exercise with our feet up in the air. So if this bothers your back, you could always bend your knees. What we're going to do here is cross your arms over your chest so your hands are near your shoulders. If that's awkward for you, the arms are totally optional. Just leave them down on the floor. Linda, without the block, I'd rather have you have your knees bent instead because it won't work that way. Lift your feet up. Yeah, and stay right there. Good. So what we're going to do from here is reach the balls of the feet toward the ceiling. And you'll be lifting your hips up off the floor. Okay? It's just a reverse crunch. So instead of taking our head and shoulders toward our thighs, we're pushing our feet up to the ceiling. So if your knees are bent, you can still do it. I want you to lift your hips up and down off the floor. Up and down off the mat. You're using abdominals. Yeah, you got it. Just little bits up and down. Good. That's it. Okay, relax your feet down, relax your arms, straighten your legs out. We're going to take a full body stretch to release that. So arms can go behind your head, toes are in the opposite direction, and stretch really long. Lengthen your belly, open up, exhale, soften and relax. All right, we're rolling over everyone onto your second make 90-degree angle with your feet. So the feet are kind of directly underneath your knees. So notice if your feet have snuggled up and they're more under your hips. And if so, bring them forward toward the front edge of your mat. Better. Okay. All right. So from here, clamshells. Hips stay where they are, feet stay together. Open and shut your knee up and down. Good. Good. Keep moving like that. Try not to roll backward. Don't let that top hip move. If you put your hand there, you can tell if it's happening. Good. Okay, let's do the opposite. Leave your knees touching each other, and instead lift your heel up in the air, up and down. Right, don't let that knee joint bend. Don't pull the foot close to you. Just rotate in the hip. Okay, now we're going to take this whole leg together. So the entire leg lifts up and down. We're going to keep it in the same 90-degree angle it's already in. Try not to roll backward with your top hip. Yeah. Okay, relax that. And we'll take the top leg and extend it straight out the front and drop it down. So leave the bottom knee where it is for now. So the bottom knee is going to stay bent, and we'll lift the top leg up and down, up and down, up and down. Again, we want to lift from the heel and extend your leg, Marianne, towards the wall instead for now. Good. If you need to flip over so you're facing the center of the room, that will work too. Okay, once you've finished up out there, take your top leg to the bottom of your mat, and we'll take the top leg, the bottom leg stays where it is, so it's bent in front of you, and the top leg is going to go up and down again. Alright, relax that. So all done with those lifts. Take your top leg and extend it out the front again. Take your bottom leg and extend it to the end of your mat, all the way straight down. So your legs are perpendicular to each other. The top leg is pointing in front of you, perpendicular. Yeah. And the bottom leg is pointing at the short edge of your mat. Okay, now take your bottom shoulder, your right shoulder, and bring it in front of you toward the edge of your mat. Yeah, now we're going to roll over, right? So take your top shoulder behind you, rolling into a twist. Again, if it's not comfortable for your top arm to flop all the way out there, don't do that. Bend your elbow and place your hand instead on your rib cage. Yeah, or across your chest. Yeah. And you might find that if you used something under your head when you were on your side, that when you're on your back, maybe it doesn't feel as comfortable, but that's up to you. The floor might be too far away, but the block might be too high, so that's up to you. All right, so deep, big sigh over here. Return to your back, all the way on your back. Constructive rest one more time. Feet are wide. Knees are toward each other. Take your arms up and over your head, lengthen out behind you. Exhale, bring knees and hands together over your middle. Squeeze your knees toward yourself. Squeeze yourself small. Then we're going to start to roll forward and backward. This is an abdominal strengthener. immediately into the exhale and the next motion. Come back to neutral. Tuck your toes under. Sit back toward your heels with your toes tucked underneath. Reach your fingers forward and make little tents out of your hands. Finger tents in front. So the fingers are on the ground, the heels of your hands are not on the ground. And work your sternum toward the floor, stretching the underside of your shoulder. Inhale, round your back, roll up, tabletop again, cat stretch, and release, neutral spine. Extend your right leg to the right side, toes face forward. Right arm to the right as well, twist right, open up. Deep breath here. Feel free to take this twist a little deeper by half binding your top arm around your waist and pulling your right shoulder behind you even more. Inhale as you release, come back, tabletop. Lift your leg up and swing it around to the other side. Tuck your toes underneath as you land your foot on the floor and squeeze your left hip and shoulder toward each other. Bottom leg is your anchor, your top leg. Make sure your toes are tucked under and push through that heel. Yeah, good. All right, come back to center. Walk your hands a little forward of your shoulders, knees on the ground, toes tucked. Downward dog, press up and back. Stretch the backs of your legs. Press your hands down and forward. Push, push into the floor. Pull your hips up and away from your hands. Your next inhale, lift your heels up, 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 up. Exhale, bend your knees, lower to the mat. Tabletop again, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend your left leg to the left, toes point forward. Left arm out to the side, twist left, reach your arm up toward the sky, rotating your spine. Again, you decide if you want to add on to this and make it deeper by half binding your upper arm behind your waist. Continue to pull your shoulder back, extending your tailbone. Nice. Untwist. Release hands to the mat. Lift your leg up. Extend it around to the opposite side. Toes on the floor. Squeeze your right shoulder and hip toward each other over here. Stretching open the left side ribs and waist. Inhale, return, tabletop. Downward dog once again. Walk fingers, hands forward, tuck toes, hips lift up and back. All right, we're going to go through a little downward dog, half sun salutation flow. So as you inhale, plank, come forward. Plank. Feel free to put your knees down if you want to in plank. Otherwise, your hips are up by pulling your navel up. Then we're going to drop the knees and elbows bend as you come to the floor. Don't forget, elbows bend toward you, not out to the side. Cobra, point the toes. Inhale, lift head and shoulders. Good. Come to the knees, tuck toes, down dog. Up and back. Good. Let your head fall. No need to hold it up in the air. That's it. Pull your hips really strong away from your ribs. Here we go again. Inhale, rotate your wrists, maybe squeeze your fingers, whatever your body needs there to feel better after doing some of those wrist-bearing, weight-bearing strengtheners. 2 more big full breaths. Big sighs out your mouth. Ha, ha, ha. Pull it out of your hips where all that junk is sitting. Breathe it out. Ha. And begin to rise to your knees and take your right foot forward for a lunge. If you don't want to be on your knees today, please come up into Warrior One. Okay? Totally up to you. You can do it either way. If you want to be in Warrior One because it's more challenging, go ahead. Okay? So we'll start here with the right hand on your knee. Inhale your left arm to the sky. Exhale here. So don't forget our basic structure, right? We zipper, we buckle, tailbone pushes forward, our shoulders are broad, and we're strong. All right, this time we're gonna twist to the right. So as you exhale, turn your shoulders, slice your arm down to the outside of your knee. Back of your hand comes to the outside of your knee, and your palm faces away from you. Yeah. If you want to, you could extend your right arm. Give it a try. See how your shoulder likes that. Yeah.
It doesn't, but it needs it.
Put it back.
That's okay.
Okay.
Little pain is good.
Okay. A little pinch, but we don't want it to strain, right?
No.
Return to center. Both arms can come up if that's okay with you. Then exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lean forward. Bring your arms down at an angle. Inhale, right back up. Twist to the right again, and both arms will open this time. Back through the center. Inhale, up. Exhale, cactus. Open wide. Inhale, arms lift. Lean forward, arms come down at an angle. Inhale, rise up. Twist to the right, open your arms. Back up where we came from, center. One last cycle. Exhale, bend. Cactus elbows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep this twist, but put your right hand on your hip. Good. Then your left hand is going to come to the floor or a block. Tuck your toes under in the back and straighten that leg. Good. If that feels like I can't get there and I need a block, get your block. Good. Turn your ribs right. Turn, turn, turn. Twisting. There you go. That's it. Good. Take care your knee doesn't escape. Widen your foot if you need to, and then pull your knee on top of it. Good, good, good. All right, we're going to untwist and take downward dog or child's pose. Up to you. If you want to keep moving, go ahead and flow again through that vinyasa we did earlier. One more breath. And we'll step the opposite foot forward for a low lunge. So the easier way is to drop your knees first, get your body out of the way, and put your foot there. So the right knee is down if you want it. If you want to stand all the way up in Warrior One, go ahead. Otherwise, you're on your right knee. Okay? And we start with that low lunge, left hand to the knee, and inhale your right arm in space. Okay? So if you're in Warrior One, go ahead and stand all the way up and get strong. Okay, then we'll take that twist to the left. So slice the hand to the outside of your knee as you open your shoulders to the left. And put your left hand on your hip. Let it slide back. Good. Stay there if you want, or open your arm. Your left arm goes back even further. Good. Deep breath. Inhale, come to center. Both arms come up if that feels stable. Cactus elbows as you exhale. Good. Inhale, lift up, look maybe up to the sky. Lean forward, arms open. Inhale, come back up. And twist to the left. Inhale, center. Cactus, exhale. Inhale, lift. Lean forward, exhale. Inhale, lift. Twist left, exhale. One last cycle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Lean forward, arms angled down. Inhale, right back up. Twist left, last chance, open. We're gonna hold this open right here, but put your left hand on your hip. Then reach your right fingertips to the floor or get a block and support yourself. Tuck your right toes under, press that leg straight. Rotate your shoulders to the left. Good. Can you bend your front knee anymore so you drop your hips? Yeah, good. Maybe wiggle that back foot back. Nice job. When you're ready, untwist downward dog or child's pose. Feel free to flow through one more cycle if you want. Good. Now let's everybody find a standing forward fold in the middle of your mat. Stretch through your back. Take care you're not rounding and hanging out in space, right? You want to support yourself. If your hands haven't touched the ground, then put them on your shins or your blocks. Don't just hang out. It's really not safe for the back or the hamstrings. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Hands to your heart, exhale. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Hold your left wrist and lean right. Inhale, come back up. Change sides. Exhale the other way. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release your arms to your heart. Let's take 1/4 turn to your right and step your feet really wide. We're going to finish with warrior 2 and triangle. So those of you, we all got this class started so late that we're going to go over by like 5 minutes. If that's a problem with your schedule, feel free to let yourself out. Okay, so we're taking the left leg and spinning it to the front of your mat for warrior 2. So come this way, Linda, and step.
The other way.
Yeah, your other left one. All right, and then make warrior 2. Bend into that left knee, wide. Good, get wide, yeah. And then press into both feet and feel like you could really anchor yourself right in the middle. Arms are wide, inhale. Have a look left over your left fingers. Yeah. Reverse warrior, lift up that left palm as you lean toward the back. Keep your knee bent. Keep that tailbone forward, you're zippered and you're buckled, right? Don't let your pants fly open. And release back to warrior 2. We side angle this time, so reach toward me, left hand forward, then left hand or elbow to your knee. Sweep your right arm across, bicep by your ear. And maybe looking towards your elbow or your bicep, maybe up toward the ceiling. Return warrior 2. Straighten your front leg this time. Reverse your triangle. So left arm is going to flip and lift up again as you lean toward the back. Other way, Jane. That's it, back. There you go. Okay, good. Big breath in, fills your side ribs. And triangle this time, come through center. Reach forward as your hips reach backward, but keep your legs straight. Keep your chest open as you lower one hand and look up towards your other fingers, which are pointing up at the sky. Yeah, nice and strong, everybody. Beautiful. And as you release, inhale, bend your knee, warrior 2. Terrific. Let's step up to the front of the mat and we'll take chair pose. So pull your back foot up, chair pose. Yeah, nice tricky transition there. So this time, let's bring your feet and knees right up next to each other. Big toes touch, knees touch. Lift one heel, then the other. Just extra fun for a moment. Now we're gonna take the feet flat on the ground and we'll take this left foot and step it back and we'll come into warrior two. Open up. Ta-da! Good job. Bend your left knee, right knee, sorry. And soften. That's it. Just settle down. Again, feel strong in your legs, like you're really anchored well. Back up here. You can see on the screen. Okay. Arms are open wide. Shoulders are to the right. And you're having a look over your right fingers. Yeah, beautiful. Good. Okay, remember that zipper. We don't want to hang out the front. Push the tailbone, zipper up, buckle. And let's take a reverse warrior. Right palm flips up, lean to the back. Reverse it. Go to the back of the wall, back of the room. That's it. Looking up if you can. Otherwise, looking at the horizon. Front knee is bent, your right knee. That's it. And come again, warrior two. Inhale. Okay, side angle. Reach those right fingers to the front edge of your mat and place the hand or maybe slide to the elbow. That's up to you. Then your other arm is going to sweep over, bicep by your ear. Good, heart stays open. Keep twisting and looking up. Strong breath. Warrior two. Now straighten your front leg. Both legs are straight. This time we'll make triangle. Let's reverse it first. So reverse triangle. Your front hand, your right, lifts up as you lean to the back. Both legs stay straight. Anchor your feet. So take care the foot and back is not pointed to the back. It's pointed out the side. All right, come through the middle with your arms. Then reach forward with your right hand. Send your hips the other way. Slide your front hand down and your back hand up. And turn your chest open so that you're looking up toward the sky. Yeah. Beautiful. Really strong. Okay, bend your knee, warrior two again. This time we're gonna come back to the front and find that chair pose. So pull your back foot up and sit. Excellent, yeah. Inhale, rise all the way up. Swan dive, forward fold, dive in. Feel free to separate your feet now. All right, so from here, bending your knees, make your way down to the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together. You put your hands forward and step back. Beautiful. Yeah. Bring the soles of your feet together. If you need a cushion under your hips, go ahead. Sit on a block or a blanket or a pillow. Soles of the feet together. Deep breath in, rise. Big breath out, fold. We don't pull. We let the weight of the body lean. And we end up where we end up, and that is perfectly fine. While you're here, let's add a little bit of foot massage, rubbing the soles of the feet, the toes, getting in through the arches. All right, as you inhale, lift up, extend your legs straight out the front. And we'll take one more final stretch, which is figure four. So there are three options I'm going to give you. If you want to take face down pigeon and you love that stretch and it's excellent, what you need for your hips, go right ahead. You can come around with one leg in front and wiggle yourself down into pigeon, okay? The other two options are with the heart facing up. So you can take the ankle over the thigh and then pull your legs toward you. That might be a good place if you lean back. And then take it from right there. That might be okay. Or you could bring your chest further forward. The other option is to come completely down on your back and pull your knees in towards your shoulders. Okay. Those are all good options. You can make them as active as you need by really deepening into the twist and the stretch.
least when we're laying down, you can hear everything through the floor.
Yeah.
It's like almost vibrating.
All right, let's try the other side. If you're face down, you might transition through downward dog. If you're sitting up, take your other ankle over your knee and pull it into your body. If you're on your back, same thing, change legs, ankle over knee, and then pull your legs toward your body. It seems to be louder today than usual. I'm sorry. They can probably hear it on Zoom. Take this stretch and really look for it. Search around. You might find that an inch or two in one side or the other really gets into a better spot. And then release that out, shake it out, legs go straight, and we'll all come onto our back, resting down. Take any final stretches or movements that you need before you finish your lesson today. If you need happy baby or inversion or back bend, go right ahead. And when you feel complete, let yourself settle and rest. Try to tune out any extra noises that are happening in the environment around you today. As you come to settle, remind yourself of the cycle of breath flowing in and out of your body. Find a comfortable seat. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Bring some of the love and light that is inside of your heart and bring it in between your palms. Rub your hands together. We're going to shine this love and light out into the world with as many rays of light as you can find. Deep breath in, reach up. Breathe out, open wide. Bring your hands back together in front of your heart. Doing that in reverse this time, we're going to gather from the world around us. Deep breath in, sweep your arms out and up. Touch the palms together and pull that energy down inside of your own heart. The love and light in me honors the love and light in each and every one of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too, Jen. It's gonna be another 67-degree day.
Yes, it
That's
will
all
be
right.
beautiful.
In
Thank you,
November.
Carol. Take care.
Thank you, Miss Crane.
Sorry about the debacle with the Zoom in the beginning.
No problem.
Take care. I'll see you soon.